Vakratunta Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Shri Matre Namaha. Namaste everyone. In today's session we will review the Nama Maha Lavanya Sevati. Until now, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas have been describing each part of Sri Lalitambika. That is the series where Vagdevatas are describing Kesadi Padha Varnana. Kesam means from the head onwards, all of the parts to the Padham. Kesadi Padha Varnana. So we have been describing all the namas here. We have until now described all the namas up until here. Now we have 4 more namas in this series. Maha Lavanya Sevati, which is this nama in this session that talks about Ambaal's Maha Lavanyam, the greatest beauty. Then Sarvaruna, then Anavatyangi, then Sarva Abharana Bhushita. These 4 namas summarizes the total form. Earlier we were talking about one after another, how Ambaal's Lalatam was, how Ambaal's eyes were, how Ambaal's eyebrows were, how Ambaal's neck was, how Ambaal's hands were, what did she hold in her hand, how Ambaal's the thighs were, the legs were, the very beautiful Sinjana Mani Manjiram, the anklets in her feet. So we were describing each part one by one. Now these 4 namas summarizes the total form, Sampoorna Sthula Roopam, that Ambaal has taken with abundant karuna in order to help us visualize her Sthula Rupa form. So these are the 4 namas in the series. Of these, we are going to see the first nama, Maha Lavanya Sevati. Let's look at the component in this nama, Maha Lavanya Sevati. Maha refers to the Mahat Shabdam, that which is bigger than the biggest. That's Mahat. Mahat Shabdam is Parabrahma Vachakam, that which is the biggest, beyond which there is nothing. That's the greatest, biggest. Mahat. So that's the first component. Lavanyam. Lavanyam means Adhita Soundaryam. Very, very beautiful. Soundaryam. Sevati. Sevati means Nidhi, a treasure. What is the Nidhi that is referred to here? Lavanya Nidhi. Lavanya Soundarya Nidhi. She is the embodiment of all the Soundaryams that there is ever. So she is a treasure chest. Sevati here means Nidhi, or a treasure chest. A treasure trove. She is the place where all the Lavanyam in the universe resides. So Ambaal is a treasure trove of all the beauty that there is. This Nama, Vasinyadi Vak Devatas are worshipping it as Maha Lavanya Sevati. Now, let's quickly recap previous Nama. In the last Nama, we reviewed that Ambaal walks like a swan, Mandagamana, Marali Mandagamana. At that time, Acharya in Soundarya Lahari helped us to visualize that Ambaal is walking in the front and all other Hamsas, Marali means Hamsas, all the swans are walking behind her. The Hamsas are not just the swans that are in the lake, they are the Paramahamsas. They are learning how to walk from her, right? So when we are going in the Kundalini Margam, it is not so easy to go from Mooladhara all the way to Sahasrara. That time a sadhaka will slip many times due to several things that are in the universe, several distractions in the universe, if you will. But Ambaal as a guru, as Guru Rupini, will help all the Paramahamsas to follow her, and Ambaal as Guru Rupini will help us go up and up and up and up and up without any slips, so that we ascend up in the Urdhva Marga. So when we reach there in the Sahasrara, we will get Shivasayujya Padavi. At that time, the sadhaka darshans Sri Lalitambika's Maha Lavanyam. That's where in the Sahasrara one can darshan Sri Lalitambika's Maha Lavanyam, because this is not a Lavanyam that we see elsewhere. This is Maha Lavanyam, the greatest Parabrahmam that we can experience in the Sahasraram. In Saundarya Lahari, Acharya describes very beautiful concepts to describe the Lavanyam of Sri Lalitambika. The shloka in Saundarya Lahari is recited as follows. त्वदीयं सौन्दर्यं तुहिनगिरिकन्ये तुलयितुं कवीन्द्राः कल्पन्ते कथमपि विरिञ्चिः प्रभृतयः यदा लोकौ सुख्यात् अमरललना यान्ति मनसा तपोभिर्दुष्प्रापामपि गिरीशः Sayujya Padavim. In this sloka, Acharya is worshipping goddess and starts with the very beautiful term Soundaryam. Tvadiyam Soundaryam. Oh Amba, your Soundaryam. Kavindraha Kalpante. How can even a Kavi describe? It's beyond the kalpana of any Kavi. Kalpante, Kalpana. Kalpana means imagination. Oh Amba, your Soundaryam is beyond the description or imagination of any Kavi. Kavindra Kalpante. No poet can ever describe that Lavanyam, because you are not just ordinary Lavanyam that we see around in this universe. You are Maha Lavanyam, Maha Lavanyam of that Parabrahma Swarupini. So Acharya here says, Twadiyam Soundaryam, your Soundaryam. Kavindraha kalpante. Nobody, no kavi can ever do kalpana and tell and say and imagine with words. It's beyond imagination. Now here, Kavindranam kalpante. The kavi means a poet. The head of all poets, the head of all kavis is Brahma. In fact, Brahma is called Adi Kavi. Why? He's the first one who created everything. So he knows everything about anything that is in the creation. So Brahma is called Adi Kavi. So Kavindra Kalpante here means even that Adi Kavi, does he know about your Soundaryam? Can he tell your Soundaryam? Brahma is also called as Virinchi. So here in this shloka, Acharya says, Katamapi Virinchi Prabhutayaha. Even that Virinchi, Lord Brahma, the creator who has created everything. See, if I created something, then I would know about it, right? So even that creator, Katamapi, how can even that creator tell? It's beyond even the imagination of the Adi Kavi here, says Acharya here. Katamapi Virinchi Prabhutayaha. Even that Virinchi cannot describe Ambal's Lavanyam. So, why are we specifically calling out Brahma not being able to describe Ambal's Lavanyam? There are a couple of reasons here. The very first reason is that Brahma is in a very, very special position. What is that special position? Brahma has the greatest Vak Shakti, Goddess Saraswati herself, as his consort. If Brahma with that Vak Shakti himself cannot express, then how can we understand that Lavanyam? We only know that Ambal's Lavanyam is Mahat Lavanyam, Maha Lavanya Sevati. Even Vak Shakti is not able to express that Lavanyam. So Acharya here says, Kavindraha Kalpante, even Kalpana of Kavi, it's beyond the Kalpana of Kavi, not just ordinary Kavi. Katamapi Virinchi Prabhrutayaha, even Virinchi, Brahma, Brahmadeva, who has goddess Saraswati as his Vak Shakti, he is even not able to describe your Mahat Lavanyam. So that means Ambal's Mahalavanyam is something much more bigger than the biggest. Hence Mahat Lavanyam, Mahalavanya Sevatihi. Now, there's another reason why Acharya is saying Katamapi Virinchi Prabhutayaha, even Brahma is not even able to describe. The reason is that Brahmadeva created all that exists in the universe. The majestic mountains that we see. When we go and see the mountains, we are at awe. Oh, when you stand before a mountain, how do you feel? You are at awe. The lavanyam of that mountain, majestic mountain, it's it's so comforting. We immerse ourselves when we see beautiful flowers. We immerse in the soundaryam of that. When we see everything, majestic mountains, beautiful rivers, that flow through the mountains, when we see waterfalls, when we go on vacations, when we go to hill stations, when we enjoy that breeze, how would we feel? We feel the lavanyam of everything that Brahma created with so much enjoyment. That's why when we go out and enjoy the nature, we are like immersing ourselves, right? So Acharya is taking that concept, even the sun and the moon and the many planets, the earth, that he created all of this, the creator, all of this is spinning in the free sky. Can you imagine such a concept of the earth spinning right above in the solar system all by itself? Sun goes around, moon goes around, planet goes around, everything. Like what an amazing creator he is, right? So he's Adi Kavi who has so much imagination to create all this. So Acharya is using that greatest creator as an example to say even that greatest creator is not able to describe Ambaal's Lavanyam, even all that he has created. So Vasinyadi Vak Devatas describe that all that we see around and get fascinated by its beauty is just a tiny thought when compared to Sri Lalitambika's Lavanyam, because she is the treasure of all the Soundaryam. Treasure means Sevati. There is nothing more beautiful than her, because goddess is the source of all the things that are considered to be very, very beautiful as treasure. Sevati, Maha Lavanya Sevati. So everything that we see in this universe and get fascinated is nothing but a tiny dot before the Lavanyam, the Mahat Lavanyam of Sri Lalitambika. So Maha Lavanya Sevati. So that is this line in Saundarya Lahari. Acharya also expresses very beautiful concept here. In the third line in the shloka, Acharya says, "Yata loka sukyat amaralalana yanti manasa." Twadiyam Soundaryam, O Amba, your Soundaryam is Mahalavanyam. Everything else is uncomparable, cannot even come close to your Lavanyam. And then Acharya is using Amaralalana. Who is Amaralalanas? Amaralalanas are those Apsaras Stris. Amaras means Devaloka Stris. If you can recollect the Apsaras Stris, the Apsaras, they are known for their excellence in Lavanyam. They are very, very beautiful. That is why they are called Apsaras. They can just, even the greatest rishis get attracted to their Soundaryam and Lavanyam. They are called Apsaras, right? They are examples of superlatively being beautiful. That's why they are called as Apsaras, Deva Kannikas, like Ramba, Menaka, Urvasi, Tilotama. They are all Apsaras. Acharya here in the shloka says, even these Devastris themselves eagerly want to comprehend the Lavanyam of Sri Lalitambika. In fact, Acharya says these Devaloka Stris, they felt very, very shy because they could not even comprehend little bit of how much this Mahat Lavanya, Maha Lavanya Sevati of Sri Lalitambika is. So they felt very, very shy. Who's feeling very shy? Those that are considered to be superlatively beautiful, the Apsaras in the Devalokas, Amara Lalanas. Okay, so what they are trying to do, Tuhin Vadiyam Soundaryam, your Soundaryam, they are trying to do Tulaitum, Tuhina Giri Kanye, Tulaitum. Tulaitum means Tula. Tula means they are trying to equate your Lavanyam to something to see. Maybe can I compare Ambal's hands to something? Can I compare Ambal's leg to something? Can I measure? That's what Tula. Tula means to weigh, like in a weighing scale. To keep something as equivalent and compare. Who's doing this comparison? The Apsaras, who are extremely beautiful. They are looking at Sri Lalitambika's Lavanyam and saying, maybe can we compare Ambal's face to the moon? Maybe we will find that there is an equivalent. Maybe Ambal's face is like a moon. Then the other Apsaras 3 says, no, 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 we cannot compare Ambal's face to a moon, because moon only shines in the night. When the sun comes out, moon will go away. that Ambal's face is not like that. We cannot compare her just to a moon, because Ambal's face shines always, whether it is day or night. It's always bright. The Maha Lavanyam. Ambal's face is Maha Lavanyam. Ambal is Maha Lavanya Sevati. No, no. So we cannot compare Ambal's face to a moon. Then the other Apsara, Ramba says, maybe we can compare Ambal's eyes to a lotus. It's so very beautifully shaped, so pleasant to look at. Maybe can we compare Ambal's eyes to a lotus? Immediately, the other Apsaras three, Urvashi says, no, 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 we cannot compare Ambal's eyes to a lotus. To lotus, no way. Why? Because lotus closes at night. Uh, but Ambal's eyes is the Kataksham. Ambal's eyes is the karuna filled Kataksham that is open day and night, bestowing Kataksham to all the sadhakas. So we cannot compare it. Tulaitum, no comparison. What? Weighing Ambal's beauty, Ambal's Lavanyam to something else that we can imagine as sun or moon or lotus or a flower. The Apsaras trees are having a conversation, it seems. So Acharya says, Yada loka sukyat amaralalana yanti manasa. Amaralalanas, they are having a conversation. Now they are very, very eager. Now, if Ambal Soundaryam is Maha Lavanyam, that is beyond comparison, how can we even get to know Ambal Soundaryam? This is something we have to do. So they enthusiastically they want to come up with a master plan. So Acharya says Apsaras made a master plan to somehow know the Lavanyam of Ambal. They cannot measure, they cannot compare. It's indescribable. Even the greatest Kavi, Adi Kavi, Virinchi, is not able to describe Ambal's Lavanyam. If that's the case, then how can we, who are considered to be the most beautiful superlative beauties in the Devalokas, how can we get to know this very, very special Soundaryam that everybody is longing to know? So they come up with a master plan, says Acharya in this shloka. So the only way to know about Sri Lalitambika's Lavanyam is to see Ambal through Lord Shiva's eyes. No one else other than Lord Shiva can go near Ambal. If we have to go very close to see Ambal's Lavanyam, if there is a thing of beauty that's Maha Lavanya Sevati, how can we go near Ambal to go and see? The only way is to see Ambal's beauty through Shiva's eyes. But these Amaralalanas, Apsarasis, are longing to go near Ambal. They don't know how to do it. So they make a plan. Ambal, you know what Ambal will do? Ambal will only show her true beauty to Lord Shiva. Why? Because that is the Pativrata Dharmam. If anybody wants to see Ambal, then it is only through Shiva's eyes. Ambal is the greatest Pativrata. So, if she has Mahat Lavanyam, the only way to see her Lavanyam is through Lord Shiva's eyes, because Ambal is the greatest Pativrata, Maha Pativrata. She will show her beauty in full only to Lord Shiva. So, this is the fact. Now, Acharya says Apsaras made a strategy with great utsaham. Yada loka utsakam. Utsakat. Utsakam means with great enthusiasm. They made up with a plan. What is the plan? If we can only see Devi through the Lord's eyes, then the only way to attain Sayujyam is the only way. We have to get Shiva Sayujyam. Only if we attain Lord Shiva, we can see the beauty of Sri Lalitambika. Right? That's the fact. So Acharya here very beautifully uses the padam. Tapobir dushprapamapi girisha sayujya padavim. One must get the sayujyam, the closeness, the padam of the holy feet of Lord Shiva. Get the sayujyam with Shiva, so we can, as Lord Shiva, we can darshan Ambal's beauty. That's the only way to immerse in that Mahat Lavanyam, because Ambal is Sri Maha Tripura Sundari. So, in this shloka, Acharya adds deep philosophical tattvams along with poetical brilliance. It's it's not just to give examples, but there are great philosophical tattvams behind it. Acharya here is teaching us that we as sadhakas can get the complete picture of the Lavanyam of Sri Lalita Maha Sundari only through Lord Shiva, Shiva Sayujya Padavi. So, even if they are Devaloka, Maha Soundarya Apsara Stris with superlative beauty, their beauty is just a tiny thought before Ambal's Lavanyam. Ambal's Lavanyam is so enchanting that even these Apsara Stris long to have her darshan. And what is their plan? What plan do they come up with? What is their strategy to see Ambal's Lavanyam? Their plan is to get Shiva Sayujyam, to attain the holy feet of Lord Shiva. So through Lord's eyes, they can see Ambal's Lavanyam. So the plan is to darshan Lord Shiva in Sahasraram. That's the only way internally when we reach that Sahasrara Padmam, that's when we attain Shiva Shakti Aikyam. That's where we can, when we get the Sayujyam of Lord Shiva, we can darshan the Maha Lavanyam of Sri Lalitambika. So Shiva Sayujyam is the greatest truth, the philosophical tattvam that is being described here. Reaching that state is the way to darshan the Maha Lavanyam of Sri Lalitambika, says Acharya. So, Ambal Soundaryam, as we have seen, is thus unmatched. Even the creator themselves is not able to describe anybody. So, if the creator is the one that has created everything, so if it is beyond the what has been created, that means it's a Parabrahma Swarupam, right? So it's unmatched. So that is how Ambal's Lavanyam is. That is how Ambal's Soundaryam is. It is very, very special. So Acharya has used this very special component, Soundaryam. This is Parabrahma Vachakam. So in his divine scripture, when he had to give a title for his divine scripture, he uses this very concept in this Nama, Maha Lavanya Sevati, the Lavanyam, the Soundaryam itself as the title for his divine scripture, and hence names that Grantham itself as Soundarya Lahari. Because it's the waves of beauty, not just any ordinary lavanyam that we see when we go around with our jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. This is not an ordinary lavanyam that we see outside, but Ambal is Mahat Lavanyam that we can darshan only when we attain Lord Shiva in Sahasraram. That Loka Atitam. Loka Atitam, beyond the lokas, beyond the creation. Loka Atita Lavanyam is Lalitham. That is why the last shoka of Sri Lalita Sahasranamam says, Shri Chakraraja Nilaya, Srimat Tripura Sundari, Shri Shiva, Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. Only when we get the Shiva Shakti Aikyam, that is when we can see Sri Lalitambika. When the Jiva Shakti here from the Mooladhara reaches Shivam, we can darshan the Maha Lavanyam of Sri Lalitambika as the Parabrahma Swarupini. That is this Nama Maha Lavanya Sevati. As next steps with Acharya's blessings, let's review the next Nama in Sri Lalita Sahasranama. Loka Samasta Shukino Bhavantu. Thank you so much, everyone.